The battle between Apple's boldest design experiment and its most powerful flagship is here. After 5 full days of using both the iPhone Air and the iPhone 17 Pro Max side by side, the question becomes unavoidable: which one is the smarter choice? On paper, the Pro Max seems untouchable. It carries the best cameras, the longest battery life, the most advanced cooling system, and professional features like ProRes and ProRAW support. But real life is rarely defined by spec sheets, and that is where the iPhone Air begins to carve out its identity. From the moment you pick up the iPhone Air, you realize this is unlike any iPhone Apple has made before. It is astonishingly thin, impossibly light, and slips into your hand with an ease that makes every other phone feel outdated. Even compared to the already impressive Pro models, the difference in daily comfort is undeniable. Holding it for long phone calls, scrolling endlessly late at night, or simply carrying it in your pocket feels effortless. That sense of weightlessness is not just a design flourish, it changes the way you interact with your phone throughout the day. But such radical thinness comes at a cost. The first trade-off appears in audio. Instead of dual stereo speakers, the iPhone Air relies on a single earpiece speaker. For casual video watching or quick TikTok sessions, the difference might not matter. But crank the volume up or listen to music without headphones and you will quickly notice distortion, flatness, and a lack of depth. The Pro Max easily outshines it here with its rich stereo sound, especially when held in landscape for movies or games. Yet, for users who primarily consume media through AirPods or other headphones, the compromise feels smaller than critics suggest. Another sacrifice shows up in haptics. The vibration motor on the Air is lighter and less satisfying than on the Pro Max. It is not a deal-breaker for everyone, but those who rely heavily on tactile feedback when typing will feel the difference. Even the position of the dynamic island sits slightly lower on the Air's screen, a quirk that might annoy perfectionists until they get used to it. Surprisingly, brightness is not a weakness. Both devices hit 3000 nits outdoors, and in heavy Florida sunlight, the Air matched the Pro Max for visibility more often than not. Considering it lacks the vapor chamber cooling system found in the Pro models, that performance is impressive. Though, during extended use, the Air does warm up more quickly, and heat tends to concentrate near the top of the phone. Gamers or video editors may notice warmth where their fingers rest. The Pro Max, with its titanium build and advanced cooling, remains steadier under pressure. When it comes to looks, the Air steals the show. Its titanium edges shimmer beautifully, drawing attention everywhere. Strangers asked about it, unsure if it was even an iPhone. Its futuristic form factor makes the Pro Max look bulky by comparison. The only downside? Those polished edges attract fingerprints and smudges faster than you can wipe them off. And while early reports suggested scratching issues, real-world use shows that durability is more resilient than feared, at least if you're not reckless. Battery life has always been a sticking point with thinner phones, and the Air does fall short of the Pro Max's endurance. In daily use, the Air runs from morning to late afternoon before demanding a charge, while the Pro Max stretches comfortably into the evening. Yet, both required at least one full recharge per day. If you live near outlets, this difference shrinks to a matter of timing rather than survival. Still, for long commutes or travel days, the Pro Max is the safer bet. Apple seems to know this too, pairing the Air with optional MagSafe battery packs. The biggest compromise, however, lies in cameras. The iPhone Air carries a single 48MP fusion lens, matching the base iPhone 17 but lacking both telephoto and ultra-wide options. For casual photography, the results are solid. At 1x and even 2x digital zoom, it competes admirably. But push beyond that, and the Pro Max pulls ahead dramatically. If you value flexibility, optical zoom, or professional formats like ProRAW and ProRes, the Air simply cannot compete. For creators, that makes the Air almost unusable as a primary tool. For casual users who only post to Instagram or take family photos, the simplicity of one solid lens might be enough. File transfers also highlight the Air's limitations. It remains stuck at USB 2.0 speeds, crawling at 480 megabits per second. The Pro Max soars with USB 3.2 Gen 2, hitting 10 gigabits per second for moving large video files in seconds. Anyone dealing with professional workflows will see this as a dealbreaker. Performance between the two is closer, with both running the A19 Pro chip. The Air has a 5-core GPU versus the Pro Max's 6-core. In most daily tasks, you won't notice. Scrolling, social apps, and streaming run equally smooth. But under heavy loads like gaming or exporting Lightroom edits, the Pro Max finishes faster and stays cooler. That extra GPU core, paired with vapor chamber cooling, gives it the edge. Even charging reveals quirks. The Air's ultra-thin design makes some cables tricky to fit with cases attached. Many users may find themselves removing the case just to charge, a frustration that undermines the convenience of USB-C. In fact, cases themselves seem to defeat the purpose of the Air. Adding bulk erases the phone's magic, making many users prefer going caseless despite the risks. So who is the iPhone Air really for? It is not for the spec enthusiast who demands every feature. Those buyers will choose the Pro Max without hesitation. The Air is for people who value feel over function, form over raw numbers. It is for users who prioritize lightness, comfort, and a futuristic sense of design. It is for those tired of carrying a brick in their pocket and ready to embrace compromise for the sake of beauty. After 5 days of living with both, the surprising truth is that the Air kept winning me over in small ways.